you can resist. And what that happens over millions of people is that you generate enough friction that they cannot go as fast as they want to go. Make sure that you are slowing down this system.
Welcome back, everyone. It's great to have you here. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us now. Let's get into today's topic. Over the past few weeks, we've been discussing immigration as a key issue in the ongoing tension between state and federal governments. It's one of the 3 or 4 main themes driving the current political landscape, and today, we're revisiting it once again. Our focus today is the immigration background of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar from Minnesota. As a Somali-American representative in the U.S. House of Representatives, she has been an outspoken advocate for her Somali constituents and the broader Somali community, including her home country of Somalia. However, this advocacy has sparked controversy, with some critics calling for her removal from Congress or even suggesting she should be deported from the U.S. Of course, it's important to note that Representative Omar is a U.S. citizen, making deportation legally implausible. Still, she has emerged as a central figure in the ongoing immigration debate, standing alongside other progressive voices like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, whom we'll also touch on shortly. Upcoming segment. To add more perspective, I'll now play a clip from another House representative who recently commented on Ilhan Omar. After that, we'll come back to break it all down.
Just want to follow up with this post that you had on X. You said that Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, U.S. citizen, should be deported to her home country of Somalia. Omar became a naturalized citizen at 17. Why did you do that?
Well, listen, my colleague Ilhan Omar, she is an American citizen. She is a member of the House of Representatives. I didn't call for her to be deported, but I did say that America would be better off were she deported. I think that there is a serious problem, particularly given after the past 4 years of open borders, of Democrats facilitating the invasion of our country by illegal aliens. My colleague Ilhan Omar was advising illegal alien Somalis on how to evade ICE detection. That is as un-American as you can possibly get. It's unbecoming of a congressperson.
What evidence?
And I absolutely
where are
think
you
that
getting
it is
that from
disgusting.
specifically? Where are you getting that from specifically?
We have the audio of her doing that.
But do you
it was
think
in an
that
interview.
She is a duly elected member of Congress?
She has a
her
duty
constituents
to uphold
put her
the
in
values
office.
and customs of America,
you're
not to represent foreign illegal aliens who shouldn't be here to begin with. And I think that raises serious questions.
She's helping people understand what the laws are. But listen,
that raises serious. To whom is she most loyal? Illegal aliens, Somalis, or American citizens?
She's representing
I think
her
that's a
constituents.
very legitimate question.
As a member of Congress. Congressman Brandon Gill, I really appreciate your time. I appreciate this conversation. I think it's really important.
So do I.
And I think our viewers appreciate it as well. Thank you so much.
That was Congressman Brandon Gill of Texas. And as you can see, he is approaching the line of suggesting that Representative Ilhan Omar should be deported. However, to be clear, he did not explicitly state that. What he has made evident, though, is his strong support for cracking down on what he perceives as her prioritization of Somalia over the United States. Despite being a U.S. citizen and serving in Congress, Gill appears to take issue with what he interprets as her allegiance to her country of origin. Now, based on what I came across on X, there is talk of a petition circulating, allegedly with Congressman Gill's backing, that calls for Omar's deportation. However, I cannot confirm its legitimacy at this time. I have not been able to locate the petition myself, so I am not endorsing its existence as fact. That said, what is clear is that Congressman Gill, at the very least, wants Omar to shift her focus away from advocating for Somalia and instead prioritize the interests of the United States. You may recall that about a year ago, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene also took action against Ilhan Omar. She introduced a motion to censure Omar, citing statements similar to the ones Congressman Gill is now criticizing. A censure in Congress is essentially a formal reprimand, a symbolic penalty that carries no real consequences, but serves as a public condemnation meant to cause embarrassment. We are now going to examine this censure motion further. But first, let's take a look at what Marjorie Taylor Greene had to say about Ilhan Omar at the time.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A.1 of Rule 9, I seek recognition to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows.
Recognized.
Censuring Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. Whereas elected members of Congress take an oath to bear true faith and allegiance to the United States without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Whereas Representative Ilhan Omar took an oath of allegiance to the United States upon becoming a citizen, declaring, I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen. Whereas on January 27, 2024, Representative Omar gave remarks at an event in Minneapolis in which she made treasonous statements. Whereas Representative Omar said she has spoken to many Somalians who asked her to intercede for the Somali government by pressuring the United States government into certain actions. Whereas Representative Omar assured the Somalians she spoke to, the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interest of Somalia. Whereas Representative Omar continued, for as long as I am in U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interest of Somalia from inside the U.S. system. Whereas George Washington warned in his farewell address of 1796 to guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism, and further declared citizens by birth or choice of a common country, that country has a right to concentrate your affections. The name of American, which belongs to you in your national capacity, must always exalt the just pride of patriotism more than any appellation derived from local discriminations. Whereas these statements by Representative Omar clearly violate the oath she took as an elected member of Congress to defend and protect the United States Constitution. Whereas Representative Omar has exhibited the treasonous tendencies George Washington warned about, and her actions must be condemned by all members of Congress who adhere to the oath they took upon assuming office. And whereas by openly admitting her efforts to advance Somalia's interest using her position as a United States representative, Representative Omar has revealed herself to be a foreign agent acting on behalf of a foreign government. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota be censured. Representative Ilhan Omar forthwith present herself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. Representative Ilhan Omar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker, and Representative Ilhan Omar be and is hereby removed from the Committee of the Budget and the Committee on Education and the Workforce.
Ilhan Omar is not the only Congresswoman facing criticism. If you look behind her in the image shown, you will see Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, from New York. She is also a member of Congress and part of a group known as the Squad, which consists mostly of progressive congresswomen advocating for a shift toward a more liberal agenda in the United States. AOC has also been accused of potentially assisting individuals in the country without legal authorization. To phrase it respectfully, these are individuals the federal government seeks to address. Allegations suggest that she may have aided them in evading detection, despite being a federal government official herself. Reports indicate that AOC has, at times, purportedly helped individuals avoid federal scrutiny, which has led to significant backlash. Some critics argue that she should face legal consequences. To be clear, this is not a personal assertion, but rather a report on ongoing discussions. Now, let's take a look at a news segment covering this controversy.
When one of these things comes to your backyard, you can resist. And what that happens over millions of people is that you generate enough friction that they cannot go as fast as they want to go. Make sure that you are slowing down this system.
AOC's office advising migrants on how to avoid deportations. That was a live webinar. Trump border czar Tom Homan now issuing a warning to AOC.
I sent an email today to the Deputy Attorney General. At what level is that impediment? Is that impeding our law enforcement efforts? If so, what are we going to do about it? Is she crossing the line? So I'm working with the Department of Justice and finding out where is that line that they cross. So maybe AOC is going to be in trouble now. Sanctuary cities, they want to step aside. We're coming. We're going to do it for you. If you don't want to make your community safer, President Trump's going to.
Congressman Carlos Jimenez from House Homeland Security joins me now, and it's great to have you on this topic because you watched that video and think, shouldn't she be watching for the safety of her constituents? She's actually advising people who broke the law to come into this country to now break the law if and when they are approached or apprehended.
Yeah, I saw that, and I found it very, very troubling that a fellow congressperson would say that and then tell people that when there are ICE agents, agents of the law coming in to do their job, that somehow you need to resist and resist and resist. That's not what we do. We're lawmakers. We're not lawbreakers. And so one of the things that I'm looking at now is, look, we also get, security clearances and briefings, et cetera. I think now that we're going to have to take a look at her security level and her security clearance, because could she be using that information also to aid and abet illegal migrants that are trying to evade the law? That's really troubling, and I think she can get herself in hot water with this one.
So, what do you think? Should Ilhan Omar face consequences? If so, what should they be? Let me be clear. Helping individuals evade detection when the federal government is actively seeking deportation is a serious matter. There's a distinction between passively allowing someone to remain and actively assisting them in avoiding authorities. But should this lead to deportation? I won't make that call. After all, she is a U.S. citizen, and we must respect that status. However, should there be repercussions? I believe she has already faced some. Both she and AOC are fighting an uphill battle. Moving forward, they are likely to take one of two approaches. They may become even more vocal and radical, or they may step back. My prediction, they will continue to speak out boldly, but their actions will become more restrained. With Donald Trump currently holding significant influence and the law on his side regarding these matters, they will likely tone down their direct involvement in helping individuals avoid federal enforcement. Expect loud rhetoric, but diminishing actions, at least until they feel secure enough to proceed without fear of legal repercussions. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Be sure to share this video. Just hit that share button and send it to Aunt Amelia and Uncle David. And don't forget to like the video. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button.